Greetings, most honorable listeners. I am Travis,
I'm Chris.
And I'm Big Los.
and this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for y'all. And of course, as always, we have music. Let me go ahead and start this off. Can y'all hear it?
Hit me up on my sack, 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 hit me up on my sack.
Hold on. Hold on. So, Los, you guessed the theme?
Oh, I got a theme.
well. There's one more that it's tradition now. This is third year we're gonna do this. So,
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, beans, greens, potatoes.
I'm waiting for this one.
had to do it, man. Had to do it.
Beans, potatoes, lamb, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken.
All righty then, Los.
Yes, sir.
C Walk.
Yes, sir.
How are you gentlemen doing? How was your week? How is life happening? I don't care. All this other stuff that's going on. What is going on with you guys? How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. You know.
Anything exciting happened this week?
Not really. We had a lot of birthday parties. We had like 2 in one location and then one at our other location. So it was like a busy as far as that goes.
Funny, I had a birthday party as well.
Did you? Yeah, it's just busy. God. We literally got probably 13 between now and January 15th. Like it's like,
yeah, man,
crazy.
People getting busy in March, huh?
I guess.
March and February, they ain't getting down. It's cold.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what it is. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of keep on the keep the train moving. You know what I mean? Just nothing out of the ordinary, nothing extra special, but a good productive week.
It started getting cold down there for y'all?
I guess what we call cold. Yeah, it's not really super cold, but like
it's like in Georgia. It's like in the 60s and 70s.
Nah, it's like in the morning and at night it's in the 30s, and then in the afternoon it's 60s.
Yeah.
You never know how to dress though. It's the layer weather now, so I feel like I'm in the 90s. I got the basketball shorts on underneath my sweatpants because midday I'm like, oof, it's a little hot. And then at the end of the night, I gotta put that back on. What?
60 degrees you you going shorts?
Yeah, I'm in flip flops now.
Yeah, no, sir. I can't. I know. No. Being back here, I do feel like I'm thin skinned now. Like I go outside, I'm like, yo, this is just not for me anymore. Like this is cold. It's not technically for me. I'm like, yo, this is kind of cold. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I got 2 more weeks of cold weather that I gotta deal with, and then I'll be out. I'll be back to the warmness.
Where are you going again next?
I'm gonna hit Chicago up next week, next Wednesday.
That don't sound warm at all.
Yeah, word.
I said I got 2 more weeks of coldness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next week I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out to the Chi, chill out for a couple of days, and then I'm gonna head down. Either I'm going to Atlanta or Dallas. I'm not sure yet. So I'll be in one of those 2 spots. But and then head to Florida. Yes. But yeah. So yeah. So that's it. All right. I guess we get into the Virtual Fight Tour because we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour, and this past weekend we had Virtual Fight Tour 11 Battle of the Dojos, which featured a Legends match between Brian Crum and Jerry Fontanez, and we also had 5 youth matches as well as a young
Oscar Garcia.
comer.
Oscar
Yeah, the young
Garcia and Andres
and
Espinosa.
Andreas, and the headliner of James Poor and Robbie Lavoie.
Yes, indeed.
Which I'm sure some people on this panel probably will have things to say about that fight. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much. I can't stand Tom Brady. I can't watch this.
Excuse me.
I can't stand Tom. I cannot stand
Did
Thomas.
you see the play? But did you see the play though?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Look at him run.
Listen,
Tom Brady don't
tried
run.
to take my man's ankles out.
You see his little move? How he got out of the way?
What's the matter, man? You hate greatness?
I hate people who went to the university. Well, I can't say I hate.
Oh, I get.
He went to the University of Michigan. I can't stand him. Then he went to New England, which is basically Boston, which the Pistons and Boston have had a rivalry. So therefore, I can't. This whole thing that's happening right. It's like if he was just straight out with Tom in Tampa Bay, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with him so much. But
you see his run though? He don't even run like that.
That's what I'm saying.
We did that.
Think about the person that's trying to tackle him. He got sidestepped by Tom Brady. Like, how you
Exactly. They gonna clown him. That's why the Giants suck. Jeez, I can't have this on in the background for me, man. That's gonna distract me watching him be great. But I can't watch this. Anyway, where were we at? Virtual fights. You know what? I will say this because I last week I did go to another. I went to a Pistons game last week.
Okay.
And I am on a mission to destroy all of my friends who have enough money to buy courtside tickets to take them to one of these games so that if they go to another game, they're going to buy courtside. I'm going to ruin them. I'm going to.
Did you do another courtside?
Yeah, I did. I did another courtside. I took one of my boys, and he was just sitting there like, dog, I can't go back. Because when you walk in, you just go in and then you go downstairs, you get your little wristband or whatever, and then you start going into the back end area, the club areas, and you're just getting all the free food, free drinks and stuff like that. And then the Pistons actually have like a courtside club like the Hawks do. So you can go and you watching the game from the court side, but there's like a bar that you're standing by, and all like the cheerleaders and everybody else are back there. It's just like a nice little environment or whatever. So and then you get to interact with the players a little bit. I screamed at TJ McConnell. He responded. It was just like a real.
He screaming like they could see you.
Yeah, no, you're literally
courtside.
Courtside, they see you. Like they just look at they'll say stuff to you. Like the players that interact with you and stuff.
Who are they playing?
They were playing Indiana Pacers. The Pistons were versus the Pacers. So I thought it was. I was teasing people like, "Oh, it's gonna be another Malice in the Palace." I didn't know I was two games early. All right,
yeah, right.
I was 2 games early, pretty much. But yeah. So basically, he flopped, and I told him good acting or whatever, and he's like, "Thank you, sir," and then kind of kept running. I'm like, "All right, so this is how."
Don't get yourself kicked out of the arena though.
Right.
Better stop playing.
Wait, look. Hey,
we're gonna see you on TNT get escorted out of the arena.
But hold on. But just so you guys know, ever since I went to the Suns game, they have not lost. I'm just saying, since I was at the Suns game, they have not lost.
Detroit's lost.
Oh yeah, they definitely lost. I didn't think they were gonna lose to Warriors. I thought they might get that Warriors win. But anyway, and I thought they were going to the Lakers. Yeah, I thought they were they should have won against the Warriors, and they were up by 15 against the Lakers and blew it. So, all right. Anyway,
just so you know, Jeremy Grant is from the Cuse. Play ball at the Cuse, just so you know. He's dropping buckets.
He is. I appreciate that he wanted to come here and do that for us.
Money. Anybody have to where the money at?
All right, here's what it is.
Here's what
it is. All right. All right, let's get on to some karate news. I know people are like, "Oh, are you talking about other stuff?" All right, whatever. Let's talk about some karate stuff. It's been 4 different events. It was a busy weekend.
Yes, 5 events if we include
the Argentina
versus
Fight Tour.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought I was including that one though. So it was 5 events this weekend.
But I know. Yeah, I got
busy weekend. in sport karate. And when it's a busy weekend, CTE didn't see much of it. Just it's too much, man. It's tournament here. Chris, run down all the different events that happened this weekend. Not just the not who won, but just the names of the events, so we can give a shout out to them, because I'm just letting you know.
Oh man, you gotta give me that.
We paid attention.
We got the Argentinian Republican Cup down in Argentina. Tobias Lopez, that's a familiar name for some of us. He won overalls. And female is Enzo Bacetta, I believe that is. So they have their stuff up. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
I thought I had it on my earbuds, but it's not.
What? You're the ding? I have no idea. Oh, they can hear us?
Yeah.
Hey, family. How you doing?
I turned you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, come and show your face so they can see that I'm not just talking to myself.
Hey, Dad's going crazy in there. It is what it is. Hey!
You made me come home tonight.
Whatever.
Ain't never that made. I chose to come home and be there as soon as I could.
Exactly. I wanted to get something to eat before I got
I'm
tired of being doing this show hungry.
You're right.
All right, Chris, continue.
In Mexico, hold on, sorry, I'm pulling up the name of the event. I want to make sure I get the event and the promoter. Osvaldo Baños promoted. What is the name of this tournament?
It was a World Cup.
The World Cup, a World Open Championship.
Yeah, World Open Championships. In Osvaldo, or I don't know.
Yeah, Baños.
Down there in Mexico.
Enrique Latona and Brian Rodriguez, we know both of those gentlemen as well, were the winners. I believe that might have been either open weight and overall or light and heavyweight grand champion. Congratulations. Yeah, there was a live stream for them that I did not get a chance to watch yet. We also have the best of the best.
That's the one I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah,
no. That's the one I did know. Yeah, no, that's not.
You didn't know. You knew about all of them. You just forgot to count.
Yeah,
that's what happened was.
Man.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I did know 5 of them. You're right. You're correct.
Mm-hmm.
I counted incorrectly.
Correct.
Because we had the best in Atlanta. We had Destin Open. We had in Florida.
Mexico
we had
and Argentina.
Mexico, Argentina, and Virtual Fight Tour. So yeah,
good, bro. You got it.
Yep.
And the winner of the best was Trey Lazenby, and the young lady from Abaya School, who I cannot remember, and it did not post her name.
Mm-hmm.
She's won Mr. Young's event as well here before. She's a pretty good fighter. And then we have the Destin Open. We have Kevin Walker as the winner of the open weight, and Ryan George is the overall winner for the men's side.
All righty then. Congratulations to all of those competitors and everybody who competed at these events. Look forward to seeing some of those videos that pop up. If they pop up, then I'll watch them. If they don't, I
probably will not.
If it's a live stream that's 4 hours, no, I'm not sitting through a live stream that's 4 hours and no, it's not gonna happen. But if there's some videos might pop up individually, I may watch it. All right. So let's get into the Virtual Fight Tour 11. Los, did you watch this?
Some of it.
How many of it did you get right?
None, I don't think.
Did you?
I don't think.
No, you picked Oscar.
Did I?
Yeah, you picked Oscar.
You picked Oscar.
All right, so then maybe that was one. Did you write this stuff down?
No. We don't really care about if we're right or not. I think
I should have got at least 2 then if I got Oscar.
I mean, I don't know if I picked Andreas or Oscar. I think I picked Andreas to go.
You think you picked Andreas because both Close and I got Oscar.
Yeah.
I know I picked Jerry.
Yeah, I think we all picked Jerry.
So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Let's get where we want to start. We want to start with Oscar and Andreas.
I just want to say the junior fights were awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, let me ask you: was there any junior in particular that kind of caught you? I'm gonna run down some of the fights that we had back real quick.
Adrisa, the young lady, her pull away.
Wasn't there one y'all both got y'all kept mixing up?
Yeah, I was
the first one.
And then you're like, oh wait, no, we had that wrong.
It was
yeah.
No, it was
Adrisa
Adrisa
sides on the things, and I was just
Yeah, it was. I think was it Adrisa and Olivia.
It was Adrisa and Olivia's fight.
Yeah.
When they walked out, they were calling them. They called them by their names when they walked out, and then the screen I think was different in the order when they called them out for us. So I was confused.
And it was on. Then the camera was switched, so we were on both sides. So we weren't really sure who was on the left and who was on the right.
Sometimes there was the names and the scores, and then sometimes there wasn't the names and the scores. So I listen, man.
Yeah, we were a little lost. Yeah, we were a little lost on that one. But I believe
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Well, we was called the wrong name the whole time.
Yeah, it happened. It happened.
I think we acknowledged it though. I think we
were calling them the wrong names this whole time. Like, okay,
yeah, that's how I knew you guys were doing the wrong name because I didn't know who you were talking about either until you both said that. Oh, okay, they were saying the wrong name.
But once they put the score up, and I started seeing who was getting the points, it's like,
right.
Oh, all right. But then I started thinking, like, wait a minute, I think the other person is the other person. I don't think that's correct. I think the person who's getting the points.
And then I was like, at the end, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call them by the name and the color that's getting the points because worst case scenario, that's what it is.
Yeah. So we had that one. That was an entertaining fight. Actually, that was a really good fight. Actually,
that was a really good fight. Like I said, then the pull away at the end there, that was really nice.
Yeah, and we had Logan and Maxwell was the first fight.
Yep.
Shout out to those young gentlemen. We had Edison Mendez and Jacob Lawrence.
Maxwell had that movement though.
Yeah. Wait, where my notes at? I took some notes on these things. Yeah.
You took notes?
I took notes on that first one. I said it was a very good fight. Logan wins 7-6. Impressed with Maxwell's movement for being a gold belt. He was a gold belt. He was making Maxwell. He was making Logan miss, and it was kind of interesting seeing like the maturity of that gold belt. It's like, wait a minute, this can't be, but it's a gold belt. So I don't care if it's your second or third. You going up against a green belt or whatever. I was looking at that like, okay. All right. Well, hey, this is impressive. I see why they put him in there. He's holding his own, and to win, lose by 1 point. That was impressive.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And then there was Drisa and Olivia. Thoughts? Besides that, we were saying the name wrong.
Nah, it was a really good fight. At the end with the head kick. That was the head kick, right? There was a kick. There was some kicks in that one. You don't remember.
I just remember it was a good fight.
That was a good fight. I'm trying to remember that. And
then it was Edison Mendez versus Jacob Lawrence. Edison won.
Yep.
You know what stands out to me? The front kick. And the next match, and Kamani Duncan and Justin Young. I still remember that. Like that, it was memorable that Kamani scored with a rear leg kick.
Back leg front kick.
Bam! I was like, he scored with it too. All right.
He threw it again later on and then followed up with like a jab too.
Yeah.
That was
good. That was interesting. That was entertaining. And then it was Justin Ortiz versus Xeri Hutchinson. Yep. And Justin won that fight.
Yes, he did.
Yep. And then we get into Oscar Garcia and Andreas Espinoza.
Yes.
All right.
Los, did you watch this one?
Some of it. I was like in and out for most of the day. For most of them.
Chris, thoughts on it?
It was closer than I thought it was going to be. Andres, I know Oscar's a fast starter, and I knew he would control the beginning portion of each round. I didn't know he would either let off that much or Andres would come that hard on towards the second half of it. But he kept it a lot closer.
Consistent. It was almost consistent each round that Oscar would get up at the beginning, and then
by 4 or 5, and then Andres would come back.
Yeah. It was pretty consistent. Each round, all 3 rounds, is happened the exact same way. Oscar will have to protect that lead toward the end of the round. I mean, and toward the end of the round,
Yep.
to go into with the lead, after each one of them. So, yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
No, no, it was that was the real one thing that surprised me. The pace that both of them kept for the 3 rounds. I thought as the younger guys they might go a little too hard, too fast, and burn out that gas tank a little bit, as we've seen some people do. But they did. They kept their composure. They kept themselves real well. There was a lot of movement in this fight, back and forth. Oscar gets really low to the ground before he takes off.
He does.
He gets low. He's already a shorter fighter, and then for him to drop and then drive as well as he does, that's impressive to watch. Also stops the calls for those
Defensive sidekicks.
There's something, yeah. Was that what they were?
Yeah, defensive sidekicks.
Okay.
Get somebody getting that low. All right. So now let's go on to the team match.
What about you, Trav? You ain't got nothing to say?
You said it perfectly, man.
Oh, okay.
You really didn't leave much for me to say besides that. Yeah, no, I have nothing to say on that one. All right. So we're gonna go to the team match. All right, I'll start. Los, did you see this one?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So this was very interesting because Jonah went out first.
Yes.
I want to make sure I say make sure it was the right one.
Yeah,
It starts off with Deshaun. All right. He starts off with Deshaun, and they have a good round. And it was tied at 9.
And at one point, Deshaun was up by a good, by a few.
Yeah, and I did think that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Stayed the course through that right hand, stayed in, and then did a good job closing back that gap.
Mm-hmm.
You can finish it up, tied up, and then moving into that next round.
Well, that was the thing that was interesting right after that, right? So after Jonah used a lot of energy to come back from being deficit to tie it up. The next thing was that the Team Ben sent out their next fighter, and instead of having oh shoot, who was the other one? Instead of having Jeremiah come out, they let Jonah stay up. Yes. Which I saw, because I was like, he just spent a lot of energy at the end of that first round, in order to come back, and now he's staying up. So I was curious about that, and I was like, it might be a mistake right there, but
we'll see.
So Jonah stayed in, and Ethan comes in, and Ethan was going at him, but he wasn't really pushing like I thought he should.
Correct. Especially right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the bat, I would have tried to put that pressure in them and then kind of get in their head, because like, all right, I think you're tired. You're going to breathe heavy. And then once somebody thinks they're tired, they start acting tired and they start pushing off and being sloppy. And I thought Ethan should have done that, but Ethan didn't. He's just kind of just fought his fight. He didn't.
Yes, he took his time and push. Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me. And he won the round. I think it was 8-7. No, he won 11-7.
Yeah.
He won 11-7. So he won by 4 points. So it was like, all right, cool. So now Jonah is done, and Jeremiah has to come in. He's going to have to fight back to back.
Yes.
So they bring in Deshaun. When they bring in Deshaun, and this is the fight, I think changed a lot of things. Jeremiah just kind of just went off on a run.
Yes, he went off on a high paced.
Yeah, and he was like, I was sitting there like, oh my goodness, all right, he's coming back, he's taking the lead, And yeah, and he took the lead, and it was like, oh, I'm kind of shocked that this actually happened, Chris.
No, I mean, yeah, but again, once we see a momentum thing happen, you're in a crowd behind it. You got everything going. He just took off. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He understood what needed to happen, and he made it happen for himself. He
he
pushed the
understood the
pace.
assignment.
Yeah, without doing the song, he really did.
Yeah,
He
he
knew when to
understood the
step in.
assignment.
He knew when to kick. Like it was just he read it well and then executed. He had
Yeah,
good coaching.
yeah, and then he ended up winning that. He ended up winning that round, and that sent him into the heat. But now he has to continue that
Yeah.
pace
Right.
with Ethan to
Yes.
come up.
Because they went back and forth.
Right.
So was it really was it like a 4-man or 5-man team thing?
2-man.
2-man.
Remember,
You know how
everybody goes against everybody.
Right. You know how they do everybody versus everybody in virtual fight.
But I thought in the lineup thing that they had, it was like quite a few people though.
So it was 2. It was the Battle of the Dojos from the standpoint of the juniors.
Yes.
And that was all of the kids just matched up against each other. But
From
then there was
dojos.
another one where it was just a team fight where it was these 2 and these 2 fighting each other. Those 2 from Team Next Level, these 2 people from Ben's.
That's right.
And so it was like 2 separate ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of Ethan and Jeremiah were kind of like evened out pretty much. I saw Ethan throwing his step in back fist on this one, but he didn't throw. I think it was the first one. That was the one thing I did remember is that Ethan had a nice step in back fist, but he wasn't throwing it. He was scoring.
He threw it against Jonah, but didn't throw it against Jeremiah.
Yeah, and he didn't throw it. He had stopped throwing it against Jonah, and he was working, and he just stopped throwing it, and it was like, why are you stopping throwing this stuff? If it's not, if you're not, somebody's not going to stop you from doing it.
Don't stop. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby.
Yeah. And Jeremiah, I thought he got a little bit fatigued a little bit, but not much. He still pushed it through, and they ended up winning.
Yes,
they won it. They won it 32-26. Shout out to Black Belt Magazine for having that score sitting up here.
Correct.
And so that was it. That was the end of that round. That was the end of the round. Team Next Level won the team fight. All righty. Next is what is going on. That's Los.
Los what?
Is that your family we hear?
You can hear my kids in the background, for real?
Yes.
Oh. I need to be quiet. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what's happening?
Nobody in that dad voice. Hey.
Yeah. So now we got Jerry Fontanez and Brian Crum. All right, Los, I know you saw this one.
I did not. No, you know what happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened. Here's what happened. So
what happened?
I wanted to watch it, and then I got sidetracked by something else, and I never came back in. And then when I came back in, the dude was talking about his knees, and all the other things that he was talking about, and how he was 51 years old, and I'm like, that's not that old, but yeah. So that's
funny.
all I got.
As we get older, we keep saying that's not that old. Have you noticed that? As we get older, we're saying that
every time.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I'm not that far from 50, right? So I don't feel.
Right.
I don't know.
Did you see? Have y'all seen King Richard?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Not yet. That's on the plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, I watched it, and so I watched it with my parents, and then after we was like, yo, how many like kids do they all have? And it turns out it's like 12 of them. Right?
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah. So but the parents have different kids from previous marriages.
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So it was like, all right, there's 5 there, 3 there, then those 2, and it was like 2 after. So it was like, wait a minute. So we were talking, and I asked my mom and them, and they were like, yeah, no. I told my mom, she was like, how old is he? I was like 79. She was like, I don't see him out anymore. I was like, he's 79, mom. He's not gonna be out there. He's like, that ain't that old. I was like,
Yeah.
mom. Like, mom, he's basically 80 years old. When you hear 80, that's you can stop saying that ain't that old. Like
It's old.
That's pretty old. Yeah.
it's like, yeah. So when hearing you say that, I'm like,
No, I guess I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see the fight, or I didn't see how it all planned out and stuff. But I just heard the interviews after, and I don't know.
it played out interestingly. I don't like. So it's Brian and Jerry.
What is that fight like? What does that fight actually like? What does that look like? Like I guess that's what I wanted to see. Is I wanted to see like what does that actually look like? Like, you know what I mean? 2 guys kind of in their 50s, right?
That's what it looked like.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like. Like, if you know them, you know what they were,
Right?
And you're like, you're not that anymore. It was at one point, Brian threw like a turning sidekick, and like, it hit low.
Listen,
It hit Jerry in the leg. Like,
my man said I did a cartwheel.
He did a somersault.
A cartwheel?
He did a somersault. Did a front flip
Dive thing. Yeah.
dive roll thing.
Yeah.
He said cartwheel.
I
He
get
said
that.
cartwheel.
I get that. I'm just saying. But I'm telling you what it was.
See, I didn't see it, so because I didn't see
it,
I'm not going to comment on it. I just going by what they're talking about at the end there.
Yeah, no. So, but he threw it towards the end of it. And, Jerry moved out the way of it. Brian, I love Brian's reverse punch.
So he did the cartwheel, and Jerry had time to move out of the way of the cartwheel that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jerry's like, oh,
like I said exactly what you think it is.
Just move. Let me just move out of the way.
Like, oh,
yeah, but it wasn't like Jerry moved so fast out of the way that it was like
oh, here that goes.
Moved out of the way. It was like, all right, just moved out of the way.
But how does Jerry respond to that when that happens? Like, what does he like? Does he like oh? Does he like?
He moved and looked.
Did he like land up on his feet? Did he like come up? Like, did he stand up?
He came right back up. He rolled and came and kind of bounced back up.
You keep saying roll. Brian, he said he did a cartwheel. He said the cartwheel kick almost hit him, and he just got out of the way. You keep saying forward roll or somersault or whatever.
From my angle, that's what it looked like, sir.
I guess everybody's angles are off at this thing.
And so, with that happening, he did that flip. But Brian was hitting him to the body, and it ended in a 4-4 tie at the end of the round. At the end of the round, it ended that first round.
Fighting round.
It ended 4-4, and I think they were getting ready to do the continuous, but I think Brian's hands pads were too small and they weren't fitting. And then they came back.
Yeah.
In that time frame, they realized that it ended in a tie and kind of said, "Hey, no, it can't end in a tie. It has to be a winner." So first point. I mean, they I don't know if they flipped the coin or whatever, but they did first point wins, and Jerry scored and won 5-4. And then they went back and got completely different gloves. They all had black gloves before, now they had the red and blue gloves, and put those on and did the continuous match. Chris, thoughts on the continuous portion of it?
Why do you say that with a little smirk in your voice though? Like you said it, like you started smiling as you said, Chris, your thoughts on the continuous portion of it, but you had like a smirk when you were saying it. Like I could hear it in your voice.
I am a happy person.
No, sometimes Travis, like you can't even hide it sometimes. Like it's like right there. Like,
I'm glad you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said I'm gonna bring that. What you just said, listeners, I want y'all to pinpoint what Lo said. Sometimes you can hear it in the person's voice and they're trying to hide it, but it's not being hidden very well. But I'm gonna put a pin in that and I'm gonna address that in a minute. But go ahead, Chris.
It was all right. I mean, there were a couple of flurries. I don't know. Jerry towards the end of the round had the better flurries, controlled, and was a little bit more aggressive. And kind of took the round. I thought through probably about first minute 15, it was about a pretty even fight.
It was very
couple of spin kicks here and there that were a little low, a couple of regular kicks that were a little low. Jerry was catching him with a couple of kicks.
Jerry did get a spin kick, I think, to the body.
He did.
At
the body. And then some good hand flurries. They were throwing a little hard. It seemed like they were trying to throw a little bit more with oomph instead of a little more with speed, but I just maybe
and towards the end, it looked like Jerry outlasted him just a little bit. And
yes,
that's
he caught the better flurries, and he poured it on like in the last 45-30 seconds of the match, and definitely secured that round. And with him winning that sudden victory point, it was a surefire win for him. There was going to be no third round.
Yep, and that was it. Jerry won on the scorecards, 10-9, and he won 5-4. So Jerry Fontanez was the winner of it.
Big kudos to them though, like because I mean I'm I'm on the sideline, just sitting on the sideline, being a sideline reporter or analyst or whatever you call myself. So yeah, big kudos to them getting out there doing it. Yeah, I'm just a talking head. Yeah.
Yo, oh man, who did Brian call out? Oh my God, who did he call it? Do you remember, Chris?
No.
Butcher something. Someone named Butcher.
Yeah, somebody Butcher. What was the first name?
I don't remember. I should have wrote that down, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because I was like, oh. I was like, I didn't see that. He was talking reckless.
What was this thing you saying? It's like stay ready or be ready or ready up or up ready or something like that. What was he saying? Yeah, a little saying he kept saying like.
I don't.
What is that? Man, I wish I would have recorded that. Jesse, send us a recording of that.
The sound
bite. But yeah, that was interesting. That was the most interesting interview, I think, out of everybody. Then Jerry came in because Jerry came in and sat down next to him at the beginning. Sat down at the beginning of the next one. And then Jerry came in and Jerry was being Jerry, always entertaining. So yeah, that was that. And then we had the
he called out your mama. He said, your mama, woo, your uncle, your family, your whole family, woo.
Jerry, man. Jerry's gonna be Jerry. Then the last matchup, the next headline was James Poor versus Robbie Lavoie. Next Level versus Team All Stars. All right.
Trav, you gonna start with this one?
I'm gonna say Los. Did you see this one?
Yeah.
So since you have not started anything, we're gonna get your takes on this fight.
As they both kind of said it was definitely a lot high scoring than what we had thought.
Yes,
but I definitely had thought. Robbie looked good, man. Robbie looked real good. And not to say James didn't look good. Robbie just looked really good. And I thought that, again, from my vantage point, because I'm just watching from the laptop. I'm a laptop computer watcher. And from what I saw, I felt that there's probably like 5 points that was left out there, right? A couple body kicks, 2-point kick to the head, a blitz that wasn't called. And then what was frustrating for me sometimes is that, like, and this is sometimes where like our guys we such dogs, right? That all we want to do is just keep pushing. There was a time where Robbie was up by like 3 points, and he literally like kept pushing into that space, and then James was coming in on that space, right? So I saw that happening. Like, so I was like, when Robbie would kind of it looks like Robbie's kind of getting a little bit of space. Because he was still pressing into that area, James was coming into that area and was catching him kind of in that little trap area, right?
Yep.
Again, I mean, Robbie said it. He wished that some of the sidekicks were called. Again, from my vantage point, it looks like there's some sidekicks that was missed. Maybe I couldn't see it. Maybe it was catching James's gloves in a way that I couldn't see it. And then there was one time when they kind of circled to the corner, and I felt Robbie kicked them in the face, and there was no point for the head kick.
When he held onto the cage.
Oh yeah, you can't hold it to the cage and kick.
No, you can. You should have been able to.
Okay.
I mean, there's no rule against that. I mean, especially if they're encouraging you to bounce off the cage.
That's what I was saying. I was like, he was holding on to the cage while he threw that head kick because that's I remember.
So that was I thought it was a very good fight. I thought James did a really good job. As far as what he was doing, as far as pressing, and when he was down, when James was finding himself down, he was going to get that point. But I also felt Robbie was kind of letting himself creep into that space where it was kind of a little bit easier for him. I believe James got a couple 2-point kicks off of Robbie, which we had said was a possibility. And I had again, just watching from my vantage point, I had wished Robbie would have kind of seen that little change up that he was doing on a kick and not have allowed himself to get caught. Right.
Yes.
So I didn't feel it was a kick that Robbie couldn't have defended. I just felt he wasn't really thinking that the second one was coming, or that other kick was, like how we said, he could deceptively kind of flip that kick up. And I think that happened a couple times as well. So again, like I said, I just think that there was some points that was left out there. I'm not there. I'm not judging. I'm not in the ring. I'm just watching it from the outside here. And that was my take on it. But James did what he was supposed to do. That was go out and fight and let it be what it was going to be. So that was it.
All right, I'll go because I'm gonna let Chris go last. I thought it was a very you just said, it was a high more action than I thought it was going to be.
Very action packed.
Here's the thing. I honestly think that cage has an effect on the people in that ring, and it makes them fight more. Like, I honestly think that, because we will get some people who are movers who will be in there and will be going like, yo, we're throwing. I honestly think there is a psychological effect that happens inside of that cage that I think some of the people, when we did interviews, we asked them about how they feel being in that cage, and they felt like some of the angles and corners, you might feel like you're getting trapped. So that gives you that feeling of, I have to fight. I'm getting trapped a little bit. Yep. I have to go forward. I have to stand my ground. I have to show that I'm not a punk or whatever. I have to fight. And I think that led into the reason why we got such a high scoring match, because when you're in that ring and there's 3 other people and plus the person you're fighting, it may feel a little confined and you may feel like, I have to fight. So with that being said, I just kind of think that led into it. I thought both of them had spurts of controlling the matchup. I thought it was a close match, like I thought it was. Honestly, I really wanted to go back and watch the third round. I honestly do not remember everything that happened in the third round. I honestly want to go back and just watch it, because I felt like it just happened so fast that it was bang. And it's almost like I had an outer body experience, just calling the fight, just looking at what's going on and happening, blah, blah, and not really 100% paying 100% and analyzing and thinking about analyzing the fight. Okay. Because I want to go back and watch that third round, because next thing I know, I just remember saying, bam, James scores at the end, the last second, bam, it's over with. And it's like, whoa, okay. Also, I do remember thinking in that first round, this is a long first round. Like, what? I'm thinking, like, man, am I tripping, or is this a long first round? All right, well, maybe they stopping the clock. I don't know what's going on, but maybe I'm just not thinking, whatever. And then it was confirmed that, yeah, they went 3 minutes in that first round, as opposed to the two minutes that they were supposed to go. And credit to those young men. They said, hey, look, no, we fighters. We're going to keep doing the 2 minutes for the next 2 rounds also. We're not cutting off another minute. We just going for the next 2 rounds. We did a 3-minute round. Okay, that's it. But we're going to keep doing 2 minutes. But, yeah, so at the end of the first round, it was 8-7. Which one was that? Robbie? Hold on, let me look at it. So a few clashes later, Poor broke through the guard of Lavoie with a head kick, but the Canadian legend answered once again with a 2-point axe kick of his own in the middle of 5 unanswered points to end the round up 8-7. So, yeah, Robbie was up 8-7. And then once again, it was 14-13 at the end of it. And then it was 20-19. So at the end of each round, it was a 1-point win. for whoever was up.
Yeah, because James won the second round by 1 point, so that was a 2-point swing on his.
Yeah, so he was up 14-13 and then capitalized on it and won the third round. Chris, go ahead.
Well, I think you said it all, guys. Very close contested, very back and forth. I think there were things that weren't called. Quite a few things, I think, on Robbie's side. I believe there was a head kick.
What wasn't called, Chris?
Sidekicks. I mean, but I will say this: Robbie, due to I think Robbie being the shorter fighter and having to fully extend his kick to not get hit, I think he got more sidekicks than most people have so far in Virtual Fight Tour.
I think he does. I think that's a benefit.
Absolutely,
you've been able to extend that whole leg
but
out.
It's also
you said the whole leg was extended, because there was a couple times where James was trying to do a sidekick and it was that little like kind of jam leg, bent knee type sidekick.
Yeah,
and I can't remember if he got points for it or not, but you've seen it happen.
I don't.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think. Like we talked about it earlier in the broadcast about how defensive sidekicks aren't really called as much inside of that cage.
right.
And I'm not sure why. I mean, I get it why, from a standpoint, it's maybe not being able to fully lean back and fully extend it. But
if you are able to,
it should be called.
And
they do get called sometimes.
Sometimes.
But we have on this show also, we have also said, hey, the person who goes first usually draws the attention of the judge.
Yes.
And that's a fact for our sport, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, like,
and it's hard when that happens.
Yeah, it can be 100%. And it's, you really think about it, it's a bang bang call.
Yep.
It's like, yo. And so it's up to the judges to be able to distinguish that. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know what else to say. Chris, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but yeah, I'll do that.
Nah, I mean,
I will say this. I'm gonna cut you off again. I will say this.
I ain't gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish.
but
before you start, so I don't have to cut you off before you start again. Let me say my piece.
I'll say this. It was. I do remember noticing Chris audibly. I can hear the tone in your voice getting frustrated in the call. So,
there were a few, but you could like, and so, you know, I'm like, I prefaced before, you know, Robbie obviously is a teammate of mine and a very, very, very close friend, dear to my heart. But I'm also very close with Jesse and James as well. So I do everything that I can to not show any sort of bias on either way. But it is frustrating when it seemed like clearer things weren't being called. And now it may be from my angle, from where we're at on the camera. It may be I can't see there's a glove there. I can't see that it slid through. You know, just from my vantage point, some of the things get a little frustrating. But, you know, we've all been on both sides of those calls where we get some and where we lose some. Those of us who've judged long enough have been on the right side of those calls and on the wrong side of those calls. And when you look back on it, you're like, ooh, you called that? Can't believe I called that. So, you know, I mean, but yeah, I definitely, I'm not very good at hiding my facial expressions or my frustrations.
Yeah, you can hear your frustration a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear it.
I'm like, are they going to call it? They did call that.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yeah.
I know. I was doing everything that I could to just be like,
right. No,
I can James, good. You know,
I can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
That's what it is. I think, but
yeah. And I think I started listening to Chris like, yo, what is like? Yeah, they doing this, but now I think that might have made me not to pay attention to like what I remember what's going on in the fight. Cause I'm paying attention to Chris talk. I'm like, wait a minute, you can hear. I'm trying not to. I'm like, I thought to hear this. Like, all right, this is going on. Da, da, da. But it's like, yeah, it was interesting, man. It was chuckling to myself about it. I chuckled myself about that especially after the call. I was like, yo, this is funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, what else? Anything else? Yeah, keep going, Chris. we keep cutting you off.
Nah, I mean that's it though. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, one thing I did see that I was impressed with Robbie. Oh,
Go ahead, Los.
so there was a time, and I've watched Robbie do this before too, right? But there was a time in the match where Robbie had blitzed towards James and he fell, right? So he didn't get the point because he fell down to the ground.
Yeah.
And then there was another time that he had blitzed and he blitzed. He went all the way through on his blitz, but he didn't fall. He kept his balance, and he came around and he hit James. And I think it like surprised the refs and James and everybody because he didn't fall down. He kind of kept his balance, right?
Yep.
That was the first time I seen someone make that type of adjustment, do a full shoot, restore their balance, and still be able to strike afterwards.
Low center of gravity.
You know what I mean? Like that was like, I was like, wow, that was pretty impressive because he did it before and he lost his balance. He didn't get the point for it, right? Then he did it again, and it's like he knew that what he had to do to kind of keep his body balanced so he wouldn't shoot and fall down to the ground. And I think when he shot, everybody else kind of stopped, but he was still like, "No, I'm still here." Like there's no one said stop. Like me, it was like really, really cool to see. So like that just tells you like a fighter's IQ and their ability to adjust. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that quite yet in all the other matches that I've seen. Because everybody just shoots, and it's like once they shoot, it's like that's it. They don't have they don't have anything else. Like it's they just everything is there, right? So it's kind of cool, and I hope people will kind of, if there was a way to kind of show that, people can see that you have to be able to have balance at all times.
Yeah,
that's what that was kind of cool to see.
Did he do the run through or the dive bomb? Dive there through.
I think he dive bombed.
I think he dived on that one because the first one it was a body punch that he went all the way through and stumbled up and fell on, and then he did his old school like M. Bison style like dive bomb blitz, caught himself, popped back up, and then took off again.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like it was just having the body control, right, to be able to control the body and make that adjustment, so you didn't lose that opportunity to score again, like
Yeah. All right. We got anything else? Any other closing thoughts about the Virtual Fight Tour 11?
Good camera angles, like the scoreboard back up. Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Juniors did a good job. Battle of the Dojos as well. Went well.
All right. Gentlemen.
Sorry.
We got a new sponsor.
A new sponsor.
Yeah, we got a new sponsor.
I didn't know this.
We got our first tournament that we're gonna live stream. We got our first tournament. We're gonna do something different. Coming up January 15th, the Arctic Challenge.
That sounds cold.
It's in a cold place. It's in Michigan. But yeah, Chris Gorham, Scott Gorham, Don Gorham, that's their event. So we are going to live stream their event. All the details are getting finalized about how we're actually going to do it. What we're going to do. We're going to do something different. Our live stream is going to actually be different than what you guys are used to, but it's going to be a little bit more interesting, entertaining, and fun. You may see some familiar faces on the live stream while it's being done. So, and hear some voices. So, yeah, it's going to be a few different things that are actually going to be a little bit different. But anyway, you guys will see that. But coming up January 15th, 2022, you will start seeing us do some advertisement for that real soon. But yes, the Arctic Challenge, our first tournament, is sponsoring us. So we are going to help out and going to do something different. People look forward to that. Get excited because it's going to be different. It's going to be fun. Yeah. All right. Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
No, sir.
I'm actually really good.
I'm shocked that we went 54 minutes, to be honest. I thought we would be done like 35.
Like, man, we went on a good long stride there.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be done in 35 minutes or something like that. But yeah, we actually did 54 minutes. Crazy. All right. Well, that's right. Music. You guys, Los, yeah. Some good sweet potato pie this weekend. Yeah.
No.
No. Your taste buds are dead. Okay.
They have been dead for a while. You're right.
No oxtail.
No oxtail. I'm going to Canada for Thanksgiving too. So my wife's family is Jamaican. So
Yeah.
Okay, wait. All right. So how does this work?
I'll tell you how it
No,
works.
no. I'm saying if you're going for Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
which is an American holiday, their Thanksgiving was in October.
Yeah.
Are they still off? Are you still gonna be in the house cooking and stuff, or y'all just gonna be like, or is it
No,
like
their
they
parents
still
are
got to go to
retired.
work?
Her parents are retired.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they retired. They good. And we have an American Thanksgiving when we come up there.
Okay, what do y'all have?
I don't know. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Her pops and pops, man. They put in that work though. I will definitely be coming back heavier than I am right
Just
now.
getting some chicken.
Nah, they do like turkey or something. They do turkey. They do salmon.
All right, so I got it. Do you eat pumpkin pie, Los?
No. You know why? Let me tell you why.
Why? Because it tastes like sweet potato pie.
No, because pumpkin and pie don't go together. I look at a big old orange pumpkin and I don't think pie. So no.
I get it. My nephew is arguing with my brother about eating pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie.
I do sweet potato pie before I do pumpkin pie.
Yes, but he says no. I'm eating pumpkin pie. You can eat sweet potato pie. I do pumpkin pie, and we were like,
his nephew was saying that.
Yes,
Your
my
nephew
nephew was saying that to him, and I'm sitting here like, he was like, so me, my dad, my mom, he was like trying to like, no, we eat sweet potato pie, buddy. No, you can have pumpkin pie, but I was like, you'll figure it out when you get older, but no. All right, you need to be doing some sweet potato pie, but he wants pumpkin pie. All right,
sweet potato pie.
But in that sense, we got anything else? No. See y'all next week, people. We are out of here.
Eat good.
Go Lions. Lions, make sure y'all lose.